What's up, gamers, and hello YouTube. Today's video we're talking about Modern Warfare 3 and its Warzone integration. A few days ago, Call of Duty flew out 250 creators to test out the new gameplay on both Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone integration. Now, in this video we're talking about the top 10 changes they made, like good changes they made, but on Wednesday I'll go into what I think are the biggest mistakes they are making with this game. So if you're interested in all that information, make sure to subscribe, hit the noti bell, and also drop a like because I need to get into this algorithm. And if you guys ever want to pick my brain about the game or catch some gameplay live, follow me over on Twitch where I stream almost every single day. But let's get back into the video. There's some changes in the video that I will talk about that weren't showed off during CoD Next. They weren't showed off in the gameplay trailers. And the only way you could find out is through other creators in their podcasts or in their videos. So you might have missed it, and I included all of that in this video. So if you enjoyed that, let's talk about the biggest change. Literally, it's the map. The map looks beautiful. It's clearly inspired by the previous maps, both Verdansk, Caldera, and even El Masra. Like, there's certain hints of all these places. There's buildings from all these maps put him into this map, so there's a heavy nostalgia factor on this map. And to be honest, it looks like it's gonna play really well. Lots of like close range buildings, so if you want to fight close quarter combat, you definitely can on this map. There is some open spaces on the map, but honestly I'm not too worried about it because it's not as bad as on Verdansk or Caldera or even El Masra with the dunes. It looks like this map is gonna play really well, and hopefully the player count will be more than 100, because right now on CoD Next they play with 100 people on the map. I hope this number gets up to like 150, because otherwise come Circle 4 it's gonna be 20 small buildings in zone, and there's gonna be 30-40 teams all camping a building trying to play their life, especially in rank. So hopefully this gets up to like 150. I would love to see a mode with 200 people on the map again, just like in Verdansk with like BR Extreme, but yeah, only time will tell. The second change is probably the most talked about change ever inside of Warzone, and it's movement. Movement is back. You can slide cancel again. Unfortunately, you cannot bunny hop right now, and after the slide cancel, you're kind of stuck. You can't really jump immediately or sprint again immediately like you could on Modern Warfare 2019. So hopefully they fix that. A lot of creators have already voiced their opinions. A lot of people inside the community have already voiced their opinions. So hopefully Sledgehammer listens and changes this as soon as possible. But slide canceling isn't the only thing they added to the movement skill gap. There's now also better strafing according to a couple of creators. I haven't really seen it for myself. I didn't really find any gameplay of people using strafe builds or strafe perks, but come that full game we'll find out how much of a buff this really is. It does look faster than Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone 2, so hopefully that's insane. But besides that, they also buffed the PRDs. If you remember, the PRDs, personal redeploy drones, inside of Warzone 2 are super bad. Like, it takes forever for you to lift off, and once you do lift off, you're so slow that people have an easy shot at you, and you can basically never really use it unless you know you're safe to get on top of a rooftop. Like, otherwise you're pretty much dead. But in this game, I got some clips for you guys to look at. It's insane. It's absolutely insane how fast you move. Speaking of drones, the regular redeploy drones also take you a little bit further, and there's now zips between buildings. Whereas you usually only zip like vertically, you can now zip horizontally, which is a huge game changer. There is some faults with it though, because you kind of move slow, so you're an easy target. I wish they would give you a speed boost if you unzip, so you can like rezip again, because right now if you unzip you basically fall off. But if you would be able to rezip and rezip and rezip whilst shooting your gun in either tech stance or hip fire, that would make a lot of a difference for that mechanic to actually be viable. The third change is one I'm really excited about, especially as a ranked player, and it's the Gulag. They added 4 different variants of the same location inside of the Gulag. So there's different obstacles in the middle, and one of the maps is a night vision map, and it's only a 1 in 10 chance that you'll get that night vision version of the map. But I do hope that night vision version doesn't make its way into ranked, because it does look a little corny and it does look a little cheesy, to be honest. They also changed the way overtime works inside of the Gulag. In the current build of Warzone 2, you have to capture a flag if you don't kill each other fast enough, and that capture the flag moment takes like 5 seconds, I believe, and it's really toxic because even if you're fighting the person and he just caps it just in time, he wins the Gulag. And inside of Warzone 3 or Modern Warfare 3 integration of Warzone, however you want to call it, they're gonna change that to a rope that comes down in the middle of the map, and then you can like zip up just the way you use a zip to get on top of a building. This is gonna allow people to fight more, and there's gonna be less of those corny like camping in a corner, waiting for overtime, tossing a snapshot, tossing a grenade on the flag. It's gonna be a way better gameplay loop inside of the Gulag now with this change. And the final change inside of the Gulag might seem like a minor one, but it will have big impacts on your gameplay loop. And that is, after you win a Gulag inside of Warzone 2, you're frozen, right? You cannot move, you cannot loot, can't do anything moving until you redeploy. But in Warzone 3, you will actually be able to move around after you kill your opponent. So this allows you to grab a smoke grenade, grab some stacks of cash if you're the last one alive. You might be able to loot up to 3k or maybe even 6k to buy your teammates back. This is gonna have a big impact on how you regain, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to see people actually master this and see how much of a skill gap this will add to the game. Change number 4, something I'm really passionate about. If you've ever watched my live streams, you've seen me pick up SMG ammo, drop it, pick it up again, drop it. And it was just this endless loop of the game making me pick up SMG ammo when I didn't want to have SMG ammo. It's so annoying, and they finally fixed it. We're going back to Warzone 1 looting with a specific slot for each and every type of ammo. So if I later on in the game grab a sniper, I will have sniper ammo because I ran over it earlier in the game. It's going to be such a blessing not to have to open my inventory every single match and try to like figure out how to slot everything in there. It's going to be way better right now, and I'm so glad that we're finally returning to the roots. Change number 5 is huge for the Vandal crowd. If you're playing Vandal day in, day out, you already know there's going to be rats in the water with their FTX sieges just diving around. I'm looking at you, Scuba Steve. Stop messing around in the water, brother. You know they're already fully kitted in the water waiting for you. And you're gonna jump in with your loadout SMG, loadout RPK or whatever, and you're gonna be out of luck because you don't have a pistol. But right now in Warzone 3, you'll be able to dive in the water and pull out a pistol. So now we actually have a possibility of fighting back against the water rats. I remember on Vandal when I was doing my nuke runs with the homie, we ran into water rats every other game because the zone would end on top of a bridge or near the water, near a canal. It was impossible for us to win those games because they were all hiding in the water. So finally we have a way to fight back. One minor note though, you cannot access this pistol outside of the water. It's purely for in the water. So it's not like you can have 3 guns. It's just the 2 guns plus a water pistol if you're in the water. Change number 6 is mainly a multiplayer change, and that is the TTK. The TTK feels really good inside of multiplayer, especially at long range. It's really tough to kill people, which is the way it's supposed to be. Like, you should have a chance to react to people. Right now in Modern Warfare 2, if somebody is shooting you, you're most likely already dead before you can react. But now inside of Warzone 3, or Modern Warfare 3 I should say, you actually have a chance to fight back. Besides this, there's also a new change to like hit markers, where you can actually see when you're getting headshot hit markers, which is a huge change because there's so many times where you're shooting somebody with a sniper and you're like, yo, that's a headshot, right? But you couldn't really tell, and now you can actually tell when you're shooting headshots, which is brilliant. Don't know why we didn't have it earlier, but really glad it's in the game right now. Change number 7 is one I'm really excited about, and that is a change to tacticals. Right now, Battle Rage is a field upgrade. They're changing that to a tactical, as well as they're bringing back the stim slide again. It's not SOP as on Caldera, and I do hope they buff it a little bit, because right now you do have to time it really well to slide around a corner and break somebody's ankle. I hope they buff it a little bit, because if they buff it, I think the tacticals will be in a really good spot. Because right now in Warzone 2, it's been a smoke meta since the beginning of the game, and if you add stims on top of that, it's gonna have smokes, stims, stuns to counter stims, flashes, and it's gonna be really good meta to go from there. Now on to number 8, which is the minimap. The minimap is gonna function like it was in Warzone 1, where if you shot a gun unsuppressed, you'll show up on the minimap, which causes you to like think before you shoot, like, am I gonna get this full kill, or is it better to like hold my shot, get to a better position, and then engage in a fight? It's gonna make for a little bit of a skill gap, and I do encourage people to really like think about what they're doing on the map from here on out. We're almost there. We're near the end. Number 9, it's sniping. Sniping is back. Sniping has been synonymous with the CoD community for the longest of times, and it actually surprised me that it took them this long to bring back one-shot snipes without an attachment. But here we are. One-shot sniping is back, and I got a clip on the background to show you how OP it is, but it's also a lot of fun. So that's change number 9. Change number 10, one that hasn't really been discussed during CoD Next, hasn't been shown off during CoD Next gameplay, but it's perks. Perks are gonna function like they were in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, but there's a slight asterisk where you spawn into the map already being able to ADS and slide, which is a perk in Modern Warfare 3 called the tactical boots. You don't have to put on that gear, because you already have it on basically. It's gonna be interesting to see which gear actually transfer over to Warzone and which won't, but the perks are gonna be the same. There is, however, added perks. There's a perk that drops the smoke when you're down. There's a perk that's called Serpentine, but it doesn't function like Serpentine in like the old CoD, where if you moved, you would take like less damage. Instead, it will make you move faster when you're taking damage. Really interesting to see how that plays out. There's also another perk that makes you take less damage, but it's really fake. I couldn't really decipher what they meant with that. And then there's also a change to Ghost. Ghost will only work when you're moving. So we finally have a nerf to Ghost. We've been waiting for this forever, but it's finally in here. It's crazy how it was in the previous Warzone, and then they had to wait an entire year to add it into the current like new Warzone. We'll see how it all plays out. Hopefully there's gonna be like a couple of like new perks that make the meta seem like a little bit more healthy, because right now it's just Bird's Eye and High Alert, and that's it. Besides all these 10 big changes, there's also a couple of like smaller changes that I will briefly mention as we're going through. Matches inside of Warzone 3 will feel a lot faster on BR than they have been on Warzone 1 or Warzone 2 even. Inside of Warzone 1 and Warzone 2, it almost took you like 28 minutes to finish a BR match, whereas on the new map, a game will last around like 20 to 24 minutes. They shaved off a couple of minutes, which makes it easier for people to get more games in on a night, which is a good thing, I think, because nobody wants to wait around for 20 minutes and then die in the last 8 minutes of the match and then have to do it all over again. This will make it feel a little bit faster and give people more opportunity to actually play the game. I know a lot of people were playing Resurgence just because of that. Like a BR match felt too long. People didn't have the time to play 3 big map matches, whereas they could play 6 or 7 Resurgence matches because they are so much faster. Right now, I hope this will encourage people to play more big map. They also changed the way nuke contracts work. Right now, if you put on the nuke contract, you can just do your nuke contract. If you get killed, too bad. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum, where you're in a game with somebody doing a nuke contract, you're not incentivized to kill them, except for like losing the match. Like if I'm going for a high kill game or just grinding wins, I will either pull out of that match because I'm not looking forward to like the whole nuke run element on the map that I'm playing right now, because I'm trying to get high kill games or I'm trying to win the game myself. But inside of Warzone 3, you'll be able to kill the nuke run team and start their contract. If they already put 2 elements in the bomb, you start at that exact point. You only have to put in the last element. It's gonna change the way nukes work. It's gonna make it way harder for nuke teams to actually do the nuke, but make it easier for other people that normally wouldn't win 5 matches to actually get a hands on a nuke, and it will make it actually worthwhile to stay in that game. They also changed the train. The train can now be stopped and also put in reverse. You can also boost the train. There's a UAV tower on the train. There's a buy station on the train. So the train is going to be an interesting spot on the map right now, and you can actually do things with it, which is really cool. I'm wondering how it will play out, if people will actually go to the train now, or if it's just going to be like a corny element in the game. It's going to be really fun to see how that plays out. And they also changed the way contracts look. Right now you have these like little phones or walkie-talkies. They're sometimes really hard to see, and I've had multiple games where I'm just running around looking for a contract and I just cannot find it because it's on the ground laying down flat and it's super hard to see. But inside of Warzone 3, they changed the way it looks to a laptop, which makes it way more visible, and that's actually a W change. It's like a really minor one, like a quality of life change, but I'm glad they actually did it. And the final addition to the game is aftermarket parts, where you can transform a pistol to an SMG or an LMG to an like lightweight LMG AR kind of style gun, and it's gonna change the way you build out weapons. It's really interesting to see, and they're unlocked through weekly challenges. But don't fear, if you miss out on a weekly challenge, there's another way to unlock it later on. So yeah guys, those are the top 10 changes of Warzone 3 and Modern Warfare 3 in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have a video coming up on Wednesday with the top 10 mistakes. Stay tuned for that, hit the noti bell, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers!